Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux, everybody, for your weekly news roundup. We are broadcasting from a very high desert somewhere in the West. That's all I'll tell you for now. It's kind of an interesting place. I'm camping on some BLM land. It is fiery but mostly peaceful. Quite literally, it's very peaceful out here, mostly peaceful. A few generators here and there. Number of people have campfires going, so it is definitely fiery and mostly peaceful. You see what I mean? But these lands you can camp on for free for up to like 14 days straight. So I'll be here for a while. It is Veterans Day weekend, and so it is actually pretty hopping out here. So it makes me a little nervous. I have to go to town tomorrow, so I'm going to head to town tomorrow, get some errands run, and hopefully I will have a campsite when I get back. I'm thinking I'll just pitch a tent or ask the neighbor if he's not going to go anywhere, if he wants to park his extra car in my spot, and then we'll do that. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. I was testing out some more stuff with night photography, and I witnessed an alien abduction. I will put that up on Patreon, and I'll do Patreon. I'll see where I can fit this stuff on Think Life Media as well. So for you guys, I will go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's that. Let's jump in over to the comments and see who is here right now, and then we will get on into the news. It's weird because it's like my computer still tells me it's 9. It feels like 9, but it's actually 7 o'clock where I am. I'm like shifted back 2 hours. It's kind of cool, actually. So I'm becoming a de facto morning person. Oh, well. Anyway, shadow meta sounds like that word could already have been taken. Yeah, it was. In fact, a guy actually registered a trademark on it before Zuckerberg took it. And he's like, you can have it for 20 mil. Staff hospital, making sure your back wound is 100% healed up before you leave, and it's looking like December, so Merry Christmas. I hope you get out in time for Christmas, and then be careful. Silver Adventures, howdy. How's it going there? Joseph just purchased a new HP 15-inch laptop during a Walmart Black Friday sale. Core i5 1135 G7, 8 gigs of RAM, 250 SSD for $380. Not a bad price. If you're looking for a new Linux box, that's a good one. Moonbase Alpha Grays, take me to your leader. Were you out there abducting that person last night that I saw? I thought I saw somebody waving to me, and I'm thinking it might have been you, but I did witness an alien abduction, so there we have it. All right. Let's see. Very rough start. New laptop seems to like KDE Neon. Comes with Windows 11 pre-installed. But I want to eventually install Samsung 1 terabyte SSD and install Linux on it. Very good. Yeah. After several hours of hitsy fits, auto driver crashing, wake from sleep, Linux Mint live session not detecting my Wi-Fi. Interesting. What kind of Wi-Fi chip is in that? If it's a budget Walmart computer, it probably has a Realtek, which you're going to fight with. Greetings, Spin Vikings, spinning on in. Silver Adventures says this week I had to update an old Windows drive that has not got an update since May of last year. Yeah, I'm thinking that I have a Windows hard drive that has not been updated since about then, and I have no motivation to update it, but oh well. Just here in case I need it. Why not? Good evening, Maverick. Hello, Commodore. Greetings, Dan. Tried Arch GUI Live USB, which is still on the Linux 5.11 kernel, and Pulse Audio crashed after wake from sleep. Linux 5.14 kernel fixed the issue, though. BLM land. Yikes. I know, right? Well, it is fiery, but mostly peaceful. Should I go with Arch KDE or KDE Neon for the new laptop? Well, I mean, I don't know. KDE Neon is Ubuntu with the latest KDE applications. Arch is going to be the latest everything with the latest KDE applications. So take your pick. Hello, John. Hello, Pike Chris. How's it going there? KDE does have sound issues, but go Arch. All right, let's see. If I remember right, KDE Neon is their own distro. Can't remember if it is Ubuntu or Debian based. So, but according to them, it's not technically a distro. It is a KDE K-app staging ground for testing. But yes, it is based on Ubuntu, and it is it basically has an Ubuntu LTS base with the latest KDE applications. Mirror, greetings. Made the switch to Mint Mobile yesterday so far. I'm happy with it. Very good. Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and I'm getting 5 bars here. In fact, there was one national park I visited not long ago that Verizon didn't work, but Mint Mobile did. So I was doing some hotspotting off of a phone. So that was exciting. Let's see. HP laptops are the worst. They will break before you know it. I'm not a fan of HP laptops. I don't recommend them, but whatever. What up from Southwest Virginia? Greetings, Southwest Virginia. Hey, in July, I should be in Southwest Virginia, by the way. I actually do work at a camp that's down there, not too far from Roanoke. So remind me, and next July, I'll be down there. So one of those folks who likes to put Linux on cheap, Heine netbooks and give them to friends. There you go. Marina, how's it going there? Mint Mobile, never heard of it. Looking it up now. Mint Mobile is actually one of our affiliates tonight. TLM.li/MM will help support the channel. We'll talk about that later. So it is based on T-Mobile towers. So as long as T-Mobile works where you are, then it's going to work very well. It's very cheap because you buy it in blocks of at least 3 months at a time. I buy it in a block of like a year at a time. So it costs $160 for an entire year of service. And that's at 4 gigabytes with unlimited hotspotting, like unlimited, like up to your 4 gig, and they don't meter it. So many of the places now you can do a hotspot, but it limits it to like 3G, and you can only use a gigabyte. Mint Mobile has no restrictions on it. It's whatever your phone and the network can push, you can use to your computer. Finally got a Ryzen 5 5600G for the new build. Only thing missing is a decent CPU cooler. Very good. All right. Dan Kelly, why, thank you for that super chat, Dan. That will fund a tank of gas to get to the next location. Thank you. Well, it'll fund about 2/3 of a tank of gas. It takes about 60-ish to fill this up. Unless I hit California, it'll probably take 150 over there. I don't know. I'm still debating if I go into California. I have friends over there, so I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to deal with California right now. I don't know, maybe. Well, we'll see how the next week or so goes. By the way, guys, for you guys interested in astrological things, the Leonids are next week, Wednesday, I believe. So in the middle of the night, look towards the constellation of Leo, and you will find the Leonid meteor shower. So that is a meteor shower. It is very cool. Sometimes it's a storm with several per minute. Sometimes it's just a shower with a few per minute, but definitely check it out. And then the following day, was it one following day or 2 days after? So I think 17th to 18th is a full lunar eclipse, which will peak between 2 and 4 a.m. on the East Coast. So have a look at those if you are into those. And I am in the middle of an absolute desert with zero light pollution. I'm going to stay here for those. This is where I'm going to be to see those. And I'm going to try and narrow in on that night photography. Brandon Browser, let's go Brandon Browser. Let's see, been loving it. Manjaro KDE works great, awesome. New build will be Linux Mint Mate, very good. MX Linux Fluxbox working well, there you go. Oh, that was your brother you saw. Oh, okay, your brother was here, all right. Never get your ID, look me up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. If you ever get to Idaho, if you're the one that emailed me from Idaho, I think I responded I would not do Idaho until next summer. I'm certainly not heading north into the winter right now. So, new laptop seems pretty fast. You're running Linux as an SD card. There you go. Just reviewed my Linux Mint Mobile for a year's worth of service at $20 a month for 10 gigs. Nice. Very good. And when watched the Steam Deck conference, I did not. Depended on Linux Mint, but to iron out the idea of KDE issues, but they stopped supporting 18, so I chose a distro Cinnamon, in my opinion. Yeah, Linux Mint 18 is out of support now. Mint Mobile also supports Wi-Fi calling, so in your places with zero T-Mobile signal, in my mom's house, you can use your Wi-Fi. Yes, you can do that. I've never tested it, but you can. Actually, no, I think I did test it because the camp that I do work at is inside of the radio telescope range, so there was zero signals allowed out there. So we could use the internet on the campgrounds for calling. Ventures can't say I've been Bit busy today. Did not even know there was one. Have to look at it. Let's see. Finally left Windows for good. Very nice. Tomorrow's video is going to be a little bit of a response to the Linus Tech Tips Switching to Linux Part 1 challenge. So if you guys have wanted to hear about that, that will be tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And I am pretty sure, once again, I will have to miss that because I need to be in town about that time getting some errands run and things. And so it will be there, and I will check comments when I get back. All right, and hopefully I don't lose my campsite. All right, let's go ahead and get diving on in. We got our standard privacy. Whoop, I did not set up my system that I can actually see my news articles. Hey, if I'm going to mess up anything in the setup, that's the best thing to mess up because that's just quick and easy to fix. I'm just going to do that. All right, so we have privacy, security, business, and Sillyville is what we got. Fresh vintage, some mobile cash for you. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate the super chats. All righty, guys. Are we ready? Are we ready for the weekly news roundup? All right. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is whatever local time I happen to be in because I'm mobile, and right now it's 7 o'clock. But that being said, you can catch the show live, watch it all happen, and interact with the comments and everybody else. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right on in. First and foremost, iOS 15.2 adds an option to scan nearby for AirTags and find my enabled items. So in other words, now our society is so crazy that you actually have to install an app on your device and routinely scan for people who might be stalking you with digital trackers. This is why I don't like crap like this being made. I know it's nice and convenient for you airheads that keep misplacing your keys. However, maybe you should learn a little bit of conscientious behavior and stop misplacing your keys. Okay, because now you produce a case where somebody can stick one of your trackers on somebody's car, and if they don't even know these things exist, and I would wager many people don't unless they really follow this stuff or read marketing ads given to them, then they won't even know to use this app to scan for nearby Find My Device items. Also, not to mention that there was also a breach. We did talk about this a few weeks ago in the Weekly News Roundup, where hackers figured out that Apple did not sanitize the input fields for the Find My Devices. And when you scan the device to say, hey, I found the device, it was very possible for them to infect your device with malware. Well, that's exciting. And so be careful with these things. It's better if our society doesn't have these, but hey, at least you guys using Apple on iOS 15, you can now scan for my trackers around you on a regular basis. Are we all going to need to start wearing those bug detectors around that you see in the spy movies? Oh, you got to scan you for bugs. Make sure you're not wired, you know. We're getting that way, guys, and our phones can start to do it. So I guess the criminals will like this because you guys, I mean, hey, just turn on the phone, guys. I'm just going to scan you with my iPhone here for a second, but you know. So there you go. At least we have some tracker protection, but whatever. Well, Israel escalates surveillance of Palestinians. This is something we reported on a little bit before. This one is just a little bit more of an expansion of that. So in the West Bank, which is Israeli controlled, you can be Muslim, but you will be tracked. Because of course there is this constant, several thousand-year-old war between these guys, and so there you have it. It's not several thousand to be technical, over 1,000-year war with these guys, and basically Israel has been doing broad surveillance, utilizing facial ID, and then basically creating a Facebook, kind of like the Facebook. Drop the. All right, so. They basically they create this Facebook of all the Palestinians that they find in the area. And then what ends up happening is if the police are looking for somebody, they can feed it into the system and see if they have a record of this person in here. This is one of the worst case scenarios. What I find most interesting is technology was used against Israel at one point in time, and now they seem to be the ones pushing it the most, not only on these guys, but on their citizens with their kufi passports and things like that. that. How long before it happens to be embedded in the hand and on the forehead? Why not? You can't participate in society without it all. But anyway, moving on. In the infrastructure bill, somehow, I don't know how this is infrastructure, but in the infrastructure bill, Congress will require automakers to implement anti-drunk driving tech in vehicles. And this is just adding more ways your car can track you. I mean, what does this mean? You're blowing into a tube? I've actually seen these. It is possible to get around some of these things, I guess. I don't know, maybe. In fact, I remember when I lived out west and I was sitting there on... I can't remember, did I see this go on or I just heard? I was in my office, which is at a front-facing window, and all of a sudden he goes, and this car smashes into the back of an Escalade parked on the side of the road and managed to move the Escalade 10 feet. Okay, so he's going pretty fast. Speed limit, 25. So needless to say, he was really speeding. He was drunk, just out of jail for drunk driving, just bought the car, did not yet have it insured, and was supposed to have an alcohol detection monitoring system installed in his car, and he hadn't done it yet. And the police just want him walk home. It's like, why? Get the drunk off the street. See, we don't need tech to implement anti-drunk driving. We need to cut drunk drivers off the street. We need to actually, it's this weird thing, there's laws on the books for this. Why don't you just use them and stop giving drunks multiple choices? There's a thought. We don't need more laws. We need to enforce the ones we have. So now all of our cars, and they are saying the infrastructure bill has by 2026, all cars are going to have this. The question is, do you have to retrofit your old vehicle, or is it just any auto vehicle after 2026 have it? And that's kind of the way I think that the way the car laws generally go is any vehicle after 2026. So there's going to be a huge run on cars in 2025 if you are intelligent. And make those things last as long as conceivably possible. Like buy extra parts that are known to break down so that you can fix the car prior to buying something that you have to breathe into. Yeah, I don't touch alcohol, you morons. Why don't you have a button for that? Don't touch it. Stop it. We don't need to trace the entire country for alcohol when drunk driving is, yes, it is a killer, but it is not like every person on the road is drunk driving. Okay? Now, this could be breathing into a tube, or it could just be the cameras with AI structures following your eyes and determining with the AI if you're there. It makes me wonder, all the racism in this technology, are certain races going to always look tired? Makes you wonder, huh? And so really, this is in the infrastructure bill. It's congratulations. You guys voted these morons in office, so have fun with it. And on our final article, Zuckerberg has his meta universe, of course, and as many types of technologies, if companies start implementing this, it may mean people that even have a general aversion to Facebook properties will be forced to participate. Think of your kids with the school Google accounts. Do you realize that while you might be trying to teach your child how to be private on the internet, and you should, your school has gone to Google, and despite Google not needing any of this information to provide any of the services, your school has already given your child, Google, your child's first name, their last name, their address, your phone numbers, their birth date. All of this information is handed to Google about your child. You had nothing to do with it. The school district, it's for the convenience. Oh, Google won't hurt anybody. That is the biggest line of BS I've ever heard in my life. Okay, we need to stop handing all this data. It's one thing if I create the Google account for me or my child, and I can choose what type of data to give it, and I can do all these things. But when the school district just has massive lists of students, it's like, and then they just go ahead and input all the data into Google, and now Google has all the information, and this is what led several states like Arizona to start giving information. So now Zuckerberg is pushing out this Metaverse, this is a great place for you to create your avatars and meet in the digital world space. Why? There's zero application for this crap. It's the cool and trendy looking thing to do. But no, we're all going to have to feed all of our data to Microsoft, to Facebook and Microsoft, but to Facebook, like, oh, well, what do you like your avatar to be? I'm sorry, I want to be an Apache helicopter. Make me that. I'm going to come in there, and when the boss comes in, I'm going to blow him away from my Apache helicopter, because that's what I identify as. I mean, really, how nonsensical is this? And then if your work's like, well, we're using Facebook, you don't have a choice. Like, no, I'm not using Facebook. Deal with it. I'm not using it for me. It's not Facebook, it's a metaverse. Derp. I don't know the difference because I'm a moron. And it's like, what is going on with all this stuff? It's crazy. It's crazy. And so, basically they're just creating the metaverse for business. And so if the business adopts it, you don't have a lot of choice. So the only best thing you can do is enlighten your employers about this stuff and look for new jobs if they're trying to force this on you. That's how it is. And if you're the company's best workers, you're like, I'm sorry, I got to give my notice. Oh, but come on. Why? You're the best worker. Yeah, drop metaverse, I stay. Well, I mean, what about the convenience? Bye. I'm telling you guys, that is the type of stuff that we have to do. So with that, you can help support the channel with our affiliates. Today we are highlighting Pro Writing Aid. This is a privacy first tool, very similar to Grammarly, only Grammarly at its first inception collected and harvested and stored, and you gave permission to do anything with the information you used. Pro Writing Aid never did any of that. They're like, what you type is yours. We're just checking it for grammar and reporting it back. There are options for LibreOffice, Microsoft Office, and a few other systems out there as well. And so Pro Writing Aid is definitely a good service. Using my affiliate code, and I forgot to change my screen, sorry about that. Using my affiliate code, tlm.li/PWA will get you 20% off a yearly subscription or a lifetime subscription, or you can go monthly for $20 a month, and that will help support the channel. Well, guys, let's head on over to security news. Alrighty. A lot of people know about Linux now. Let's see here. I laughed and cried at Linus's experience. Just wish he would have had updated before he installed any program. Pop! OS, maybe not a good first choice. Yeah, I disagree with the idea that, oh, that's great for new users. It's based on a customized GNOME. GNOME is already difficult to use, and Pop! OS has done some cool, compelling things with GNOME, but they didn't make it easier to use. I would wager Ubuntu is the only one that made it slightly easier to use. Okay, it did get more eyes on Linux, but not necessarily the right eyes. And that's my concern, is that I think that the video possibly did more damage to the Linux community than anything else. But that's what I would expect out of Linus Tech Tips. It's why I don't watch the channel very frequently. When a command wants anything like a, yes, I really want to do this, you may want to just stop and think about what you're doing. Yes, that's exactly the point I highlighted. If you didn't see, guys, that's exactly the stuff I'm going to be talking about in my video. And that's the thing. I don't know. It's going to be good in the long run. I don't know. Maybe not. Only if there's enough. Only if enough people watch the side reviews of that and realize, yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. Let's see. Install it on an old Gateway Mini Tower. Gifted to me. So far, so good. All right. Had so many issues with Ubuntu and Ubuntu-based distros over the years, I refuse to use them anymore. Yep, there you go. It's either Arch or Fedora. Okay. Not even bother to read what the system was telling him he was about to do. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Mate and Bungie are my favorite DEs right now. Bungie is good. In fact, I have a video planned to look into Bungie. Solus based on Ubuntu or Debian? No. Solus is not based on anything. Solus is its own. Its package manager is EO package. It is completely ground up. Let's see. Arch is great. Just need to get my new laptop. Locked in. I don't want to learn anything other than apt, snap, and flatpak. There you go. All right. Arch so far has been really good. Ubuntu, I agree, has issues. Arch is not even hard to install anymore. Yeah, I use Endeavor OS. It's pretty sinking close to pure Arch, and it works great. I'm trying to think if I've ever had any issues. There's the one time when Arch killed Pamuk for a week. I just waited until they fixed it and reinstalled it. I mean, I don't use Pamuk all the time anyway. More pure Debian base is all right as well. I use Mint Debian Edition if it was more up to date. Yeah, I guess try Endeavor OS Live USB on a new laptop. I thought, yeah, I would go for it. Endeavor is excellent. That's what I use. How do you de-Google an Android phone? You're going to need to get a phone that is compatible with one of the custom ROMs. Look into Lineage, look into EOS, Graphene OS, and Calyx. Those are kind of your big ones. And then on the step where it's like, add the G apps, don't add G apps. In fact, there was a scientific report looking at the privacy of the different phones, and the EOS phone, which has micro G built in, which is like an open source emulator for some Google services and functions, that one was the most private phone in there, even over Lineage. But in Lineage, they installed the Google apps. So you'd want to get a phone that you can custom install a custom ROM, and Lineage, EOS, and Graphene OS and Calyx Institute. I think they might sell phones. I don't know much about them. Techlore has a lot more information about them specifically. Can't define why I don't like Debian, but I can't stay with it for any length of time. Zuckerberg is not a human. He's an avatar in the metaverse, of course. See, this is what he's been culminating the build to. He's not a cyborg. He's just he's an agent in the Matrix. Generation, the one before, has got to learn tech about how it can be bad. Yes. Perhaps try Garuda Linux. There you go. That's another one based on Arch. I did have issues with some of the Garuda ISOs though. So, and even on the install, after I got it installed, I actually had issues with it in other places as well, unfortunately. What do you recommend for a reliable web host? All right, so the web hosts that I use, I should actually put the affiliates on those more. The affiliates that I use are A2 Hosting, SiteGround, and InMotion Hosting. Another good one that I don't have affiliates for, but we use it with some of our other clients, is HostPapa, I think it's called. Those are good. I also use Linode is mostly what I'm using right now, but that's not basic hosting. You need to do a little bit more stuff with that. That's more cloud applications, although you can build a hosting package on it with either the free ISP config or with cPanel. You need to buy the cPanel license separate. So that is it. Luke chose Mint and didn't screw it up. Yes. Chance of bringing back the old tinfoil hats. I have 2 or 3 of them on my computer that I need to do. And yes, I want to bring it back. I'm feeling so overwhelmed in the amount of work I need to do right now. So I keep on putting it off, and I should put it off no longer. That is all I shall say. I should put it off no longer. I must bring back the tinfoil hat time. I even brought my tinfoil hat with me in the van in pure anticipation of doing the tinfoil hat times. And I'm saddened that I wanted to bring back the whole series and I only got a chance to do one of them this year. I must do more tinfoil hat times. We must. All right, well, I'm going to put back on my regular hat for the next clip because we are about there. Hello, Anna Rita. How are you? Guess what I'm eating? Oh, Clean. It's round and delicious. Would it be a cookie? Yes. I hope it's a cookie. If it is, send me a cookie. Send me a cookie or have the aliens beam it down. Anyway, let's jump over to security. So first up in security, and Microsoft is emailing out gift cards. All right, why is this in security? Guys, how many scams do you get by email? And now Microsoft is emailing out gift cards, not to everybody, but to some people. And nobody knows why. It's just, if you have a Microsoft account and it shows up in your email, wow, you got a gift card. I'm willing to bet some scammers are already exploiting this if they have not done it yet. Because these scammers sometimes, they are really good at my train of thought is derailed, guys. I'm sorry. Scammers are really good at duplicating emails that will make it look like they're coming from the company. And if Microsoft is doing this, that's kind of frightening. Now, if they are legit, you determine it's legit, that's $10 or $100 to the Microsoft store. So there you have it, guys. Maybe it's just trying to get people into it. I don't know. Well, Robinhood says a set of data of 7 million customers was exposed in a security incident earlier this month. So it was probably some billionaire that got completely shafted who's like, I want all their data, close them down. You know, that's probably what happened. But so what they claim is that there were a few different tiers of data exposed, but nothing ever got billing information or like the personally identifiable information. It begs the question, what in the world did they get? They're being very coy about what they got, but they said, but it wasn't credit card numbers or social security numbers or bank numbers. So they said it wasn't that. Company says no customers have suffered financial losses or all the attack. Yeah, a month ago. Guys, they don't steal your information and then use it at that second, you know. For around 310 people, the attackers were able to dig deeper for additional personal information, including date of birth, zip codes, and more. 10 people had their accounts compromised in a more extensive way, but they still won't tell us what that means. So if you are using Robinhood, make sure that you're not caught up in that stuff. That sounds fun. All right, Booking.com was reportedly hacked by a U.S. intel agency years ago, and nobody ever told anybody. They're like, well, the U.S. agency didn't steal anybody's personally identifiable information, so we never bothered to disclose it. Well, that's exciting. What? That's crazy. So basically, the U.S. government breached into Booking.com simply to steal data related to Middle Eastern countries' travel plans. And this goes back to, in 2016. So that would be early to mid to possibly late 2016 would be Obama era, early 2000 or late 2016 would be Trump era. And they don't tell us who it was that did that. There actually was information going back as far as 2013, though. So we're probably looking at Obama era type stuff. And that's the type of thing that administration tended to like doing. Just breach into stuff and steal it. So this is finally released in a book, which is French, I think it is. And so English translation, The Machine Under the Spell of Booking.com. The Machine in the van Booking.com. Whatever that is. I just sound like Kamala Harris in her fake French accent. I don't know. But anyway, just be aware if you are or went to Middle Eastern countries, the FBI might already be knocking on your door. Oh, crap. He caught me. All right. So the final one, FBI warns of scams using crypto ATMs and QR codes. So this is actually the exact same scam that they used to do, where they'd get somebody on the phone and they would have them drive to either Western Union or in some cases just get you a bunch of gift cards. Yeah, well, our payment system's down, so you got to pay us in iTunes gift cards. Like, why? Can you buy anything with iTunes gift cards other than music? Do criminals really need millions of dollars in iTunes music? But anyway, the new one is no longer using Western Union or things because people have become weary of that. Now they're using crypto ATMs and QR codes. And so whether it be we're scamming you, give us this, like ransomware type stuff, or more often, this is going to come in the form of, your computer is infected and we need to help you out. So I need you to go to the nearest ATM and I'm going to get you the QR code to pay for what we need to fix. All right. And so that type of stuff is going to happen. Now, what's going to go on here? They said increase in scammers directing victims to use physical crypto ATMs or QR codes to complete payment transactions. They will request payment from the victim and then direct the victim to withdraw money from the victim's financial accounts, such as investment or retirement accounts. They will provide QR codes associated with the scammer's cryptocurrency wallet. Scammer will then direct the victim to a physical ATM to insert their money, purchase crypto, and use the QR code to auto-populate the recipient address. Often the scammer is in constant online communication with the victim. So notice, don't stay off the phone. Take the phone with you while we finish it. It's important to remain vigilant and not make your payments to somebody you have only spoken with online, even if you believe you have a relationship with them. So basically the same scam that's been going on for years. They're just doing it now with crypto QR codes and crypto ATMs. So there you go. Have it, guys. Way more efficient than gift cards, I got to say. You can buy more with crypto than you can with iTunes gift cards, but if you want to help support the channel, we do have a Subscribe Star page, subscribestar.com/switched-to-linux, if you'd like to jump on over there. And we appreciate the support. And thank you for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Alrighty. Looking forward to it. Tin fedora. That is amazing. Yes. Yes, it is a cookie. What kind of cookie? You didn't tell us what type of cookie. Got DOS Equus Amber special tonight. Very good. New laptop, Intel or ATM, screw around hood. Tom and Toss from Total OS today recommend Windows 11 over GNOME. I think we went to the dark side. No, I'd still recommend GNOME over Windows 11. Blech. Too much political BS behind them. Toss can be a bit misguided. I think she was making a joke, but I don't know. I would use GNOME over Windows. I personally would use GNOME over Windows. You said Windows 11, GNOME. I'll take GNOME. I can work with it. It's just not my favorite. Can I install another file manager, please? Now, there's some places I've used GNOME compellingly. Rarely see many people on his channel as of late when he is a live stream. Yeah, I haven't even seen his videos pop up for a while. I should check if I'm still subscribed to him, honestly. But I think YouTube's doing it with everybody. They're telling me right now I have 30 viewers right now. Sometimes, though, when you get over, you look at the numbers, go, it's got to be higher than that. I don't know. He's saying Windows 11 rocks because it's perfect, because it's fast. Ooh. I don't know. Whoop. Haiku is better than Windows 11. Yeah, there you go. Parlez-vous français? Is that French? I guess. Should we move to the scammer site in a VM? Input an email, alias, and really complex password generated right then. Too much effort for fun? No, it's not too much effort for fun, but film it if you can. Remember that one time I was actually just doing sound checks prior to going live or prior to recording a video when a scammer calls me. So I'm like, just answer it on the phone. That was a fun one. I forget that Windows 11 still has minimum telemetry setting that is still required. Yes. Windows 11 is not any faster than Windows 10. Windows 11 uses more RAM. Yep. There's gift cards, for example. I use Steam gift cards so the Steam company will not have personal info in my debit card information. Yes, that's what I do. Had a creepy recorded voice call my work line Wednesday trying to scam me about Amazon Prime account, which I don't have. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of those. I get more car warranties. I just this is the last warning. We're going to stop calling you about your warranty. Please do so. Let the warranty expire. I don't even have one. This guy called from my cell phone. I know. I'm really good at that accent. I'm really bad at pretty much every other accent, but this one I can do pretty much perfectly on demand. Yeah, I'm well practiced. There's Kobu gift cards. The company don't have my information. Absolutely. Also use the library, which is free. There you go. Still Windows for new gaming. Yeah. For sure. If you need a game, Windows. All right. Are we, all right. Let's move on to busyness. Busyness indeed. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the Sillyville edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to catch the show live and participate in all of the madness. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive on in. The iPhone 13 had some weird snafus. iFixit confirmed that iPhone 13 display swaps render the Face ID unusable. So they basically serialize the screen. And if you put a different screen, which the screen, by the way, has nothing to do with Face ID, but if you simply replace the screen on an iPhone 13, Face ID will no longer work. The fix around for this was to take the sensor off of the old screen and affix it to the new screen, and now it will work perfectly fine. So people can still do it. Now, there was a lot of backlash about this. Louis Rossmann talked about this, among others, and so Apple backtracks on this and says, no, we're no longer going to break Face ID on repaired iPhone 13s. By the way, guys, that serialization is still in there. They'll probably just turn it back on about 6 months very quietly, and no one will notice until this large swath of iPhone screens breaks down the road in like 2.5 years. And they're like, well, it's an old phone. We've already been 2 more. Why don't you just go ahead and trade it in for a new one? Because people are like, new phone. Like a moth to the flame. New iPhone. So there is that. All right, so Apple says it will back off its plan to break Face ID on independently repaired phones. Company is off a contentious relationship with the repair community. Was tested again when unauthorized iPhone 13 screen replacement started resulting in broken Face ID systems. A new report from The Verge says that Apple will release a software update that doesn't require you to transfer the microcontroller to keep Face ID working after screen swap. Well, there you have it, guys. So when people are whining and complaining about stuff like this, like we do, this is why. Enough people complain, they change their mind. All right, Microsoft is dropping support for OneDrive desktop on old Windows versions. So step number 1, get everybody using it, force it on everybody's computers, even back as far as 7 and 8. They can't do anything about it. And now, oh, you're not updating anymore? And we're going to pull the feature out from you. If you've been reliant on this crap, then you will have no choice but to upgrade to Windows 10 or higher. So this is going to happen on January 1. Microsoft announced it will stop pushing updates for OneDrive's desktop app on older Windows versions from January 1, 2022. While the app will remain usable for some time, users on Windows 7, 8, or 8.1 have until March 1st before their personal files stop syncing to the cloud. This is just their push to get people off of the older operating systems. I know 7 is out of support. You probably shouldn't be using that for production anyway. 8 and 8.1, I don't remember when those are actually out of support. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is 2022. I don't know. But anyway, that's what their next plan to force everybody. So if you're reliant on OneDrive, first and foremost, if you're reliant on OneDrive, get rid of that crap, install Nextcloud, and use that. But if you are, this is their way to push you to the next desktop. Well, Twitter is going to be letting you now pay to undo tweets and read ad-free in the news. The ads don't bother me in Twitter. I just block every company that pushes one to me. Not that I use Twitter a lot, but pretty much every single time I log in to post when a video is going live on Twitter, they show, and the reason I do it is because it's video ads. Okay? If they was just some static ad down there, I wouldn't care. But you log in and you get a video ad right on your screen. No, block that company. I can go back and look at my blacklist to see what companies tried to advertise me on Twitter. There's a thought. But now you can pay Twitter to undo tweets and to read ad-free in the news. Australia, Canada, New Zealand, let's see, and in Australia, Canada, New Zealand as part of Twitter Blue. So those countries that have Twitter Blue, that will be rolled out to there. So this is just part of this plan to have Twitter be like, hey, let's try and find profitability because we're a bunch of garbage anyway. So now if you can make your mean tweet and then delete, I wonder what would happen if the former president happened to have this and it's like makes a mean tweet and then deletes it, makes a mean tweet and then deletes it, makes a mean tweet and then deletes it. I mean, I'd rather have mean tweets than killer gas prices personally. I mean, I don't think I read any of the stupid mean tweets because I just don't sit on Twitter. That's a thought. It all riles you up. Get off of it. But anyway, you can now pay to undo your tweets and read ad-free. All right. Well, in our main business news, I never put on my bummer. I never put on my corporatocracy banner. My apologies, guys. MoviePass is coming back from the dead. MoviePass is coming back from the dead. All right. So MoviePass, of course, had this horrendous plan that had no chance under the sun to make any money at all, and then it went into a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. That's like the death roll bankruptcy. Well, the original owner of it just bought it out of bankruptcy. So I think it was like 150. So the minimum to get it set out by the trustees was $250,000. I think he got it for like $150,000. And so he buys it out. And then now part of the deal, he does not get any of the old data as part of that deal. That's not something that he gets to use. So basically it's to start over from scratch. But that being said, he does now have or will have soon a form where you can go fill out online, give him your email address and information so that when they're up and running again, you can know. All right, guys, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Just let MoviePass go. All right. It was a bad idea then. I can't imagine it's going to become a bad idea in the near future. So with that, you can help support the channel with our affiliates. Today we are highlighting Mint Mobile, tlm.li/mm. Mint Mobile is a cell carrier that is based on T-Mobile towers, and it is so cheap because you buy it in several months at a time. So if you go with the minimum plan, which is 4 gigabytes of data, you buy it in 3 months of service, it's going to cost you your $15 a month, so $45. I buy it in like a year at a time, so it's like $160 for a whole year of a cell phone, which is way cheaper than I was paying on Verizon. They also have the unlimited plan, which I think is like 35 gigabytes of data, which is a lot of data to be using on a phone, but that's $30 a month, so you pay $90 for 3 months of service. So with that, you can use the affiliate code there, tlm.li/mm, sign up for Mint Mobile. Now, guys, let's head to Sillyville. Alrighty. Lenovo laptop, same i5 as you. Another one with 11th gen i7. One with i7's a lot faster. Yep. YouTube started streaming less than 1 minute ago after being on for 40. Oh, really? Well, that's exciting. Yeah, YouTube is messing with most of us creators. If we're not like CNN or one of the other big priority creators, they screw with us all the time. So you know. Let's see. Block all phone calls from India. That's what the 2 new platforms are supposed to do that we have, but yeah, they don't seem to do that. Did I hear the latest Intel chips are optimized for Windows 11? Does this mean issues for Linux installs? I did hear that, and I don't know what that means for Linux. That's something we could look into, though. I love the Indian people and the hillbilly ones too, as they talk their way to enjoy. There you go. Local library never has the ebooks I want for my Kindle Touch 4th generation. Kindle app for my Android. That's because your local library is being cheap. Your local library can actually buy as many of them as they want. Now, oftentimes they try not to buy that many because it usually costs about 3 times more for a library to buy an ebook than it does for a consumer to buy that same ebook. That's the average, and that's actually what I do mine. So you can find a lot of my ebooks at the library as well, and I do mine at 3 times the price of the commercial ebook. Or is that what you're meaning? They don't have them. Tell them to buy them. They have budget for that. Let's see. Linux will catch up and surpass Windows, I'm sure, especially if you're on Arch. Yeah. i5 seems to perform slightly faster than my old desktop. In other words, use OneDrive. All you need is a local public library card and a physical card and a digital one for those. Yep. A lot to link. Fornix article about the performance and why that. Yeah. Also, your e-reader must have overdrive for you to use your library online. Really? Can't say I check out ebooks from the library. Only Core i-Series Intel CPU I own is a Recycle Center Salvage HP Desktop Core 7 2600. Still works great. Yeah. Okay, so Windows 8.1 end of life is January 10th, 2023, but you won't be able to use the OneDrive because they want you on Windows 10. That's exciting. Thank you. Also sideloaded ebooks from websites that are legal to download ebooks because they are classic. Absolutely. Yeah. Project Gutenberg, Internet Archive, those are good places to find some classic ebooks. Some of them are pretty bad quality. I like, if I had spare time, I'd actually download all those things and re-release them in better format. That would be fun. I want the new modular laptop, but my laptop is running great on Linux. Yeah. You can't beat the price of free. My books are a mixture of free DRM ripped ebooks from Amazon and old books from Gutenberg and books you find from the library. Yep. So you get a rush from talking text someone else. I saw in the trash doing a little work and seeing if you can make it useful again. Yep. See, popcorn, my favorite snack. Yummy. Honey, do we have corn? Where do you see popcorn? I mean, I have popcorn behind me, but it's behind my green screen, so, you know. You can't see it from here. Oh, well. From movie, yeah, okay. That's right. Popcorn, but I hate it when it gets stuck in my teeth. Yeah, I generally have popcorn on Sunday night. Sunday night's the time I take the weekend off from the news. Sunday night, I dive back in, eat some popcorn, watch the world burn down some more, you know. Listen to my dance band on the Titanic, you know. YouTube are communists, possibly. I wish Mint Mobile was available here in Canada. We have Public Mobile here, which is like Mint Mobile, sweet, converted to. YouTube removing the download was a stupid... I agree. Because here's the thing. Their entire argument for removing the downvote, all right? It's so the creators won't feel bad. Dude, I can still see the downvotes. You just can't see them on the front end. So what are they doing? They're intensifying my pain. Nobody else knows why I'm in so much turmoil because only I can see the downvotes. You can't see them anymore. You guys seeing all the downvotes, you can have solace in my destruction, my downvote mobs attacking me. But now I have to deal with it alone. I must walk the YouTube downvote road alone. All right, that was fun. All right. Indian accent thing's a bit offensive and unnecessary, in my opinion. Well, you know what? I don't care. Making fun of the way someone speaks English. No, I'm not, actually. Let's see. It's by your ebooks on Amazon. They get sent right to the Kindle and the tablet. Absolutely. Yep. And they should, depending on where you are, unless you're in, I think India, speaking of India, India forces them to be DRM locked. I think a couple other countries do, but if you buy them in most places on Amazon, they are DRM unlocked. So feel free to make a backup copy for your records. And I specifically do that for that reason. I believe HP laptops have more issues on Windows than on Linux. Yeah, I don't know. Big fan of used Lenovo ThinkPads for mobile Linux machines. They want to protect Biden from getting more downvotes. And yeah, I agree. I'm not saying the last part of that because he was the most duly elected, most popular president of all of history. Of course, if you're taking those numbers, never mind. I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm done. Downvotes to bring back the 5-star system. Oh, boy. HP and Dell have driver issues with Microsoft updates. Don't deal with Amazon, just Kobo. Yes. All right, let's head on over to Sillyville. We didn't have a ton of really good articles in Sillyville today, this week. Oh, well. So first up in Sillyville, and my apologies, the Sillyville articles... Oh, OBS error. Moving on to Sillyville, my apologies, the Sillyville articles this week just weren't all that good, but we'll do the best with what we got, and hopefully it'll be fun enough. NVIDIA has a new audio-to-face tech that uses AI to generate lip-synced facial animations. Now, this is really good for video game design. I mean, perfectly honest. You're doing a video game, you got guys talking in the video game, narrating the storyline, which I find is a bunch of useless crap. I mean, when I'm playing a video game, it means I want to relax. It doesn't mean I want to sit there and read a book and follow a whole storyline. If I want to follow a storyline, I'm going to watch a movie, okay? If I want to just beat guys up with some digital animated character, I'm going to play a video game. Bottom line, that's the way it goes. All right. But anyway, nevertheless, I do find it a little bit interesting that they have this new ability here to, you feed it lines and it will use the AI and voice the guy's mouth out there kind of, and then you of course put a skin on the dude's face, whatever else. This is a very sexist article though. All of the AI creatures here are guys. So, we got to think about that. But yeah, that's a little silly. How long before they're feeding the AI scripts into the well done people, and we basically have fake news? Oh wait, never mind. They actually already do that in China. Interesting world we're getting into. Well, HP takes printer troubleshooting into mixed reality. So basically, when you purchase these big printer models, if you're using the Microsoft HoloLens, then you can get your direct support from the HP support line directly there. It is actually fairly ingenious how they're doing this because you put it on, they're seeing what you're seeing, and they can point and highlight exactly what issues you might need to do. But it is a little bit silly in that, man, we're doing all these types of things, adding all this augmented reality. There is a movie, and I don't remember the name of it, and I haven't even seen it. A friend of mine had, where it is a dystopian world where everybody's walking around with augmented reality goggles on at all times, and one guy just takes them off one day, and he's like totally shocked by the real world around him. If you know what movie that is, let me know in the comments. I'd like to go watch it if I can. But this is just, it's an interesting use of technology, and it's really silly that you got to put on this lens to get help and support from the HT guy. What about them just coming to your office? Because I would imagine that you'd probably rather, there's people that even if I had augmented reality, I still would not want them trying to fix their computer. Okay. I don't know. And our last Sillyville article, this guy was donated to science, and the doctors took his body and charged $500 for a live audience to dissect him. And the widow found out in the newspaper. So he's like, he dies of the coof. He's like, I don't know, 90s, I think. Dies of the coof. He's 98, dies of the coof. He's like, I want to donate my body to science. It's the ultimate, final, greatest thing I can do for society. He served in World War II. He protected the world. He raised a family. He stayed married all this time. He's donated to medical science so that they can use him to figure out new technology. The widow was horrified to learn that her late husband was actually dissected before a paying audience last month at a Marriott Hotel ballroom in Portland, Oregon. A touring group billed as the Oddities and Curiosities Expos charged up to $500 per ticket for the dissection, which was organized by another group called Death Science. Guys, this is why I'm not an organ donor on my driver's license, okay? The paramedic ain't looking to save me. He's looking to harvest some parts. So, he dies after battling the coof in a hospital. He lived in Baker with his wife after leaving the New Orleans and following Hurricane Katrina. She told the Advocate on Wednesday she tried to give his body to LSU, but the university refused the donation because of the coof. Really? We're all going to get the coof from the corpse. Just dip it in bleach. Come on. The potential dangers of dissecting someone publicly during a pandemic did nothing to stop the cohort of private companies from organizing an event where the cadaver was dismantled in a room full of ticket holders. And this all happens in Portland. Yeah, maybe we're finding out where Babylon really is here. I don't know. But I'm confused here. We have information from the Seattle area. King TV first reported on October 17th dissection, which VIP customers sat inches from the autopsy table while an autonomist, oh God, it's making it back to life. An autonomist spent hours carving into the corpse and removing various organs. She said she learned about the public dissection when the TV reporter called her Tuesday. She said she's been receiving calls from media and family constantly since the report aired. As far as I'm concerned, it's horrible, she says, unethical, and I just don't have the words to describe it. All I have is this paperwork that says his body would be used for science, nothing about the commercialization of his death. So there you have it, guys. Be careful about this. Science is a creepier thing than you think. It is more political than you think. It is, and it is way more commercial than you think. And this is why we have to be cautious even when we're looking at science. We have to have a little bit better understanding of how science works. And having worked in a cancer lab, I look at all this stuff going, I'm not actually surprised. I'm not surprised. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TOMM. You can jump on over there to help support the channel, and I promise we will not dissect you for science. We'll see you guys later. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Kaboo. Yes, Kaboo is a Canadian company. It's actually owned by Walmart, though. It is a Walmart brand. Downvotes gone because of White House channel, Fauci, Who videos. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, they are. That's exactly why. Only needed to add a case, Alex Press and new battery to make it useful again. Only costing about 1/3 of the cost of the new e-reader. There you go. Should handle Linux better than HP should handle Linux better than Windows. I really want Arch on the new laptop, but will install KDE Neon if I have to. New video games graphics scare the bejeebers out of me, looking too real. Yeah. Use the focus hocus pocus video on the AI. There you go. Hello, room 2. Greetings. That movie is called Near Future. Near Future, eh? Write that down over here. Hopefully I'm not messing anything up. Near Future. All right. Man eaten by shark dies of the coof. Yes, indeed. Hey, in Pennsylvania, we had 2 of them. We had a motorcycle accident, died of the coof, and somebody fell off a ladder and cracked their head open, also died of the coof. What happened to respecting the dead? It is gone in our society. If I was that man's wife, I would sue big time. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Death Science sounds like a rock band. It does, doesn't it? Oh, we got something cute. We got something cute. Something cute just showed up. Hi. You're on camera. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Say hi. Say hello. You're my noisy cat. Say hello. Come on. Say hello. I'm going to hold you till you say hello. All right. There you go. Just stay right here and I'll feed you in a few minutes. Okay. Sometimes AliExpress is the only site that has what I need. Yeah, AliExpress. Yeah. Yeah, there's you can get some good used lithium cells on there too. Let's see. Dip and bleach. True. Yeah. Donate to Wurlitzer when I die. I want to burn. I want to be burned easy, no mess, less expensive, easy to do. There you go. Yep. STL is late. For me, it's morning. I just got up. Well, I'm not late. I arrived precisely when I meant to. Real story. China, poor burning used clothing because it's cheaper per ton than coal. Would have made a good Sillyville article. Interesting. Without dislikes, it'll be harder to see the bad how-to and scam videos. I know, right? Movie title was a joke. By the way. Oh, was it? Near future. Oh, okay. I will scratch that off on my list then. Well, thank you for clarifying that. I'll have to ask my friend knows what movie it's called. I'll have to ask him again. All right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and feed the beasts, and then we'll get out of here for the weekend. Reminder, tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time, we are premiering a video on kind of responding to the Linus Tech Tips trying out Linux. So join us for that. 27-year-old cousin who worked at a coof mask factory died of the coof. That's ironic. And sorry for your cousin. All right. Let's feed the beast. YouTube is nuking excitable. Yeah, they're starting with all the creators too. All right. Dink. Here, you need to back up. Where's it at? You dropped it. It's right there. It's right there. All right. Let's see. CJ is so cute. He should have his own live YouTube channel 24 hours a day. Yeah, he would probably eat 24 hours a day too. Let's see. It's a harness. Yes, they are both harnessed in case I need to put them on leashes. Don't think library will replace YouTube. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. Have a good one all. All right. Yep. We'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll be back with a video on Monday. I should be. I'm not trying to travel really anywhere for a while yet. So I'm trying to get caught up. I have a pile of work. So trying to get all caught up on that stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you guys next time.